So our final scientist in session 2 is Zain Abedien, a PhD student at the University of Technology Sydney, who's also part of the Dairy Up program. So Zain's long-term goal is to improve understandings of infectious disease dynamics in Australian dairy cattle through development of innovative diagnostic strategies. So Zain will tell us today about how he's been cracking the code of calf health through insights from enteric microbes. Over to you, Zain.
Thank you, Helen, and thank you everyone for being here. I know you all are waiting for the morning tea, as I am as well. So I'll try to quickly wrap this presentation in just 5 minutes, and I'll just give you a fun peek of how these microbes are cracking the code of health, and how we are trying to do our side of the story. So why calf health is hard to crack? This is actually for us, not for microbes, because they are already cracking the code for health. And this story is very long. Like in the initial weeks of life of the calves, they are hit by different illness, and especially they are hit by scoring, which is diarrhea and respiratory illness. So my presentation is only focused on the rectal swab. So we collected rectal swab. So this whole story begins in the gut quietly. So think of this as like a well-behaved classroom. So in well-behaved classroom, there are like well-balanced and well-diverse students, and everyone is there. But sometimes there are like troublemakers. They can take over the whole situation. It's very much like a group chat have gone toxic. So so these troublemakers can cause some diseases. So what we have done over here, we have collected samples, like 593 samples were included into this study, from 72 different farms. We prepared those samples, we have sequenced those samples, and like spent uh, a lot of time analyzing and putting into the data analysis. Uh, and we have identified bacteria, viruses, and parasites. And when I was going through all the previous presentations, I was be seeing like, oh, there are a lot of graphs. I was thinking like I should have put more graphs in my presentation, but I would take this opportunity to thank my supervisor who already have discussed all these results, Barbara. And she already put bacteria, viruses, and parasites and discuss everything over there. So I will just like to compare all these into a very uh, like very summarized way. So we compared the healthy versus diarrheal calves at each age categories. So we divided them into different categories from 0 to 7 days old, then 8 to 14, 15 to 42, and more than 42 days old. And we looked at different age plus their health status group to see the link between the sickness. Uh, and what we have found by comparing all these two different groups, healthy versus diarrheal or the scoring ones, we have found that a wide variety of good microbes were present in healthy calves. They have like more stable gut, but the stability comes when the calves grow with age. Like the more older they were, like they had more stable gut. Uh, Even though from 0 days old calf to more than 42 days old calf, we have found more than 1,000 bacteria in their gut, but not all of them are like causing the disease. The majority of them for like beneficial to the calves. However, as I mentioned before, like there are some troublemakers in this scenario, so they can take over and cause the disease. So gut become unstable before visible scores, even if you can't see them. So that was my results. As I mentioned, could have put some results and everything, but just to make that clear that we have found majority of things, the correlations, they're like link between viruses and bacteria we have found. So I will just make this presentation by giving you a take-home message and suggestions from me. Look for early signs: slow drinking, droppy ears, and mild dehydrations, because these are very early signs. They are not just Monday mood. So you can check the early health as well, like navel energy levels and manure consistency. And the lastly, separate the sick calves, and do not put all calves like overcrowding, because nobody likes packed room. So lastly, the early treatment and early care is far better than treating the animals and like having trouble down the road. So thank you everyone, and I would like to acknowledge my supervisory team who was bearing my all troubles since 2 years, and all the organizations and individuals who have supported this study, and all the farmers who has generously welcomed us onto their properties and helped this study. Thank you everyone.
Thanks, Zane. Do we have any questions for Zane?
Yeah, that's good.
Well, Zane, you can't run away yet. If I can get you stand on the side of the stage here, and we'll get all of the other three young scientists up here as well, just as
Yeah.
a visual reminder, and to make sure that everyone completes their votes. Oh, we've got a question down
Oh,
here from
okay.
Ian. Make it hard.
I'll say sorry then.
Okay, Zane, you've got a whole bunch of bugs. Okay.
Yeah.
So how are you going to decide what's important?
By comparing them with the healthy cows. So we have data from both data sets. Like we have data from healthy cows and we have from the diarrheal ones. So we will compare them, which are the bugs that are the troublemaker ones. So there are like studies previously, like Barbara mentioned, in case of bacteria, there are a lot of bacteria that we have found in our study. It's the numbers are more than 1,000. However, there are like only two bacteria that was like generating some toxins like virulence factors, and this was E. coli and the second was Campylobacter. They were like majority of these virulence factors were coming from these bacteria, but they were higher in diarrheal calves compared to the healthy ones.
Excellent. And we actually got another question down here.
um, I'm not sure if we collected that data. I'm sorry, we haven't included in this study. Yeah.
Any final questions for Zane before we get everybody up here? No, all good. So